Here we are again with our code along on the Java Business Services. So this second part, we've been spicing up things a little. There will be a lot of Java code, which I just added to show increased complexity in your Java code. I just used a generic example that I had generated with generative AI, by the way, to calculate the fuel requirements for a rocket mission, for a space mission. So you can define, okay, I want to go to the moon. You can define your destination. I want to go to Pluto or low Earth orbit. And then it would take either default dry masses of rockets and the ISPs of rocket engines and so forth, and will calculate some of the data, such as the required fuel for that mission. So very simplistic, so don't worry about that. That's just an example. And so the code has grown significantly, which is good. So a lot of Java code for all that calculation. And let's presume, for the sake of the demo, that the reason for writing this in Java, not eScript, is that it's much easier to do those complex calculations in Java. The point of this video is not rocket science. It's actually plain requirements, such as we want to get a log file, like in the Siebel log, when stuff runs or stuff goes wrong in the Java code. So drum roll and introducing to the SLF4J logger facility, which is actually used by Siebel out of the box. So the benefit of importing those files is you don't have to download them, find them on the internet. They are provided with Siebel, with your current Siebel version, provided that it's modern enough to use SLF4J, which replaced Log4j a long time ago. And so you can import these libraries and you will find the jar files in your Siebel folders. And then you only literally need one line to create, or you can create multiple of those, of course, create your own loggers. So we have a logger we call the logger, and it's based on this class. So you can create different loggers with different input, so they identify as different parts of your code. And how to use logger, it's actually plain simple. So if we scroll down, for example, we have logger.info, and we pass a string, so that we passed as an info level log to the log file. And we have more, we have logger.error, logger.debug, you get the idea. So we log error messages in case of exceptions. And here in my complex, super complex code, I have a logger info at the beginning of the calculation, expecting it to take a long time, and then a logger info down there. So it's very straightforward to add tracing or logging capabilities to your Java Business Service code by importing the SLF4J logger and logger factory classes, which are already there in Siebel. So let's take a look at the make file, or you have to amend your class path, whatever you're using, in whatever tool you're using, to include the, well, these files here. The SLF4J API version number might vary as it comes with, that's what comes with my Siebel version, in the existing webinflip folder in the application container internal. The same is true for logback classic. So SLF4J uses logback, so we have to provide that as well, and logback core. So these three files, literally, I added to my class path, so at compile time it can identify the classes. I use them at runtime, they're already there. I don't need to copy them anywhere. They're already provided by Oracle and used by Oracle. So logback might sound familiar because logback requires you to have a logback XML file to define the actual patterns and file names and such. So I do have a logback XML file, which I copied from the internet, and I amended it. So I have, for example, a file name pattern there's a logging pattern. I have a file name pattern here. So you see there's a custom log path. So basically, the custom log path is just Catalina base, which means the internal Tomcat/logs. Oh yeah, did I mention these are log files that will go into your Tomcat log folder because, well, your code is running on Tomcat. You didn't expect it to be on the Siebel server log directory, did you? So I have a file name custom.jbs.log, and you can choose your own file name, and you have those loggers, appenders. It goes down to the debug level here, and it's logging everything that happens in that package level for the entire package. So if I have multiple classes in that package, they would all log to the same logger in this case, and would use these custom async and custom console appenders. So the custom async is the file appender with the file name. So of course it's beyond the scope of this little video to teach you all about SLF4J and logback, but there's lots of literature out there on the internet. You can find that. So where do you place this logback XML file? You actually place it in, by default, in the location web apps Siebel webinf classes. So this is where you expect that logback XML file. So that's the same, that's the exact location of the file at runtime. At compile time you don't need it. So I compiled my code, I put my logback XML file there, and let's go back to the logs folder. There's already a file, but let's delete it. Oh, it's open already. Okay, let's open it. So you see there's already something there from a previous test. So you see the method invoked and calculation. So let's do another test. And I have my calculate mission method and the destination Leo. Let's change that to moon. I want to send 100 tons to the moon. So what do I need? Do I need a big rocket or not? So let's run this. You see it comes back quite quickly, quite impressive, no? Sure it is. So I need, well, for the first stage I need 3.3 tons of propellant, and for the second stage I need 500 tons. I don't know if this is at all correct. It would never go to the moon probably, but doesn't matter. So I got my output. The big question is, what happens in case of errors? So let's remove the destination, which is a required field. Run again, we get an error message. Okay. So now let's see the log file. Okay. So we have the method invoked, start the mission calculation, and here again. So it's not good enough for timings though. You could have guessed that, but you could have add some performance measurement. So here's the error. You see the info.error is on a different level. Yeah, didn't really receive anything, but that's okay for now. So we see that we successfully write to a custom log file in our Tomcat logs folder for our custom Java Business Service code. So that's all I wanted to show you in these few minutes. Import the already pre-delivered SLF4J and logback libraries that Oracle uses as well. So you're following the standard, so to speak, and then create that logger and, well, put it to good use alongside your code. So that's it from the Java Business Service side. Thanks for watching this code along. Take care. Bye-bye.